Where should I turn to for expert advice before meeting global VIPs? Hi, my name is Andreas Sense and I make videos on business process automation. In YAWL 5.2, there is a new feature called Capabilities as First-Class Citizens. In this video, I'll show you how to use this new feature in the YAWL Editor. Then I'll walk you through a workflow where we select the best advisor depending on the VIP you plan to meet. Let's go to the computer. So there's quite a lot going on here. Here we have on the top right, we have the editor open with the workflow specification. And you can see we have 3 tasks in a sequence. We start with request advice. This is done by a principal. And then we have a second task, give advice. This is done by the advisor role. And then we have receive advice, again a principal. And we have the constraint that this is the same participant that has also requested the advice. So this is the specification on the top level. And if we look at the give advice task here, and we look at the resourcing, we can see that now this is offered to the advisor role. And we have the capability filter that is now using the late binding capability. So we are now able to use variables in these expressions here. And here the filter is someone needs to have the capability, the required domain capability. So this is a variable that we can set in the workflow, in the task before, and the required region capability. So we need someone with 2 capabilities. And this is now the workflow. And if we look at the users that are in the system right now, we have these in this Excel sheet here. You can see that these users have different capabilities in the domain of regions and also in the domains, or the domains and regions. And we have different roles. So we have 2 principal roles and all the others are advisors. And so we will now walk through 3 different cases and check each time if the right participant has been chosen. So we have already, this is the admin window, so we have already 3 cases started here. And in this window, we are logged in with one of the principals. And if we refresh the work list here, we can now accept and start the first request advice work item. And we can open it. And now we can have a request. So the first one will be about Bangkok. So I'm going to meet the eldest son of the King of Thailand in Bangkok. What kind of present or gift should I bring? And this is, of course, a political question. So for a political specialist who has to know something about Asia. So we have these 2 capabilities that are required. We complete this task. And now we check here the admin work list. And if we look at this second task now, this is give advice. This is offered to 2 participants, and Haley and Austin. And if we look at our list here, Haley and Austin. Austin is someone with Asia and political, so this is a correct choice. And Haley is here with Asia and political as well. So we can log in with Haley. So this would be HCO. And we now have this started here. And this is our question in Bangkok. And the advice would be, you could bring a small landscape painting from your home country, include a handwritten note in English. So we complete this here. So this is the advice that is given. And if we go back to the principal and we refresh the work list, we now have this receive advice work item here. We open it and we look at the advice and also our original question. Complete. Okay, that was the first case. Second case now. The next trip will bring us to Timbuktu. So request the advice. I'm going to meet an imam in Timbuktu. What kind of present or gift should I bring? This is, of course, something for a religious advisor, and the region is Africa, so we complete this. And now we look at the admin work list to see who should give this advice, and this one is offered to Emily Harper. So if we look in our list, Emily Harper is the one that has Africa and religious on her capabilities. So we log in with Emily Harper. Password is not good, I know. And we give the advice. So this is for Timbuktu. You could bring a simple wooden box of dates. Make sure to present it with both hands. Complete this advice. And now we go back to the principal and refresh the work list and receive the advice, and we can see the advice together with our original question. Okay, third case. Now we are going to Accra. Request advice for Accra. I'm going to meet the president of Ghana. What would be an appropriate way to dress? This is, of course, a political question for Africa, for the region Africa. And again, we look at our admin queue who has received this advice and this next work item. And you can see that give advice has now the status unoffered. And if we look at our list here, we have a political question for Africa. And the only experts for Africa are Emily Harper and Isabella Bennett, but they don't have any political expertise. So we don't have anyone here. And this is why this is unoffered. So the set of possible participants is empty. What we can do in this case, as an administrator, we can start this work item for someone, for example, Emily, because she knows something about Africa. And then if we refresh the work list of Emily Harper here, we can see that this is started. And the advice for Accra would be you could wear dark suit and tie or well-tailored Ghanaian smock. Okay, complete this. Go to the work queue of our principal and look at the result, and we're done. That's all for today. You can find the example workflow in the supplementary material to this video. There's a link in the description below. Thank you for watching.